10 minutes later, now, well, okay, 13 minutes later, I'm now at my place of work. In front of us right now is one of the best looking cars I've seen for a long time. Check this out.
It's a bit faster than we are.
Okay, so I just had a phone call from a guy called Tyler who works on the reception at BBC Radio Kent. He's asked me if I come in and do a quick interview with Dominic, who's a guy I spoke to before I went to New York. Basically just speak to me and see how New York went and what he all got up to. So in about 5 minutes time I'm going into the Radio Kent to have an interview. They want me back there at 10:02, which will be in 15 minutes time. So here goes. So I'm just heading around there now. To be honest, I'm a little bit nervous. Okay, I'm now in the studio with Dominic and we're just doing a quick chat about us time in New York and about my vlogging. So I will catch up with you in about 2 or 3 minutes time.
Recording all the stuff you've done, because you're a vlogger.
Yes, correct.
And there's a camera as we speak, filming you, and filmed a little bit of me earlier. So we can see a lot of this journey that you've done.
You can indeed. Basically, there's a guy, funny enough, in New York called Casey Neistat, who's a daily vlogger. I started watching him and got really inspired to be able to do that sort of work. I've always been into photography and filming, so I thought, yeah, I've got the camera gear, so I'm going to go out and start doing it. So when I visited New York, it was a good incentive for me to start doing daily vlogging.
I'll have a look at your vlogs now, mate.
Yes.
Nice to see a fellow Ginge doing stuff.
Yeah, thank you very much. See you later, cheers. Okay, so that's the interview done. I think it went really well. It was very nice to meet Dom. He's a very nice man, on and off air. Can you hear me? I've now finished work. I'm on the way home. It's been a great day. Really chuffed that I managed to bump into Dominic and have an interview for the radio. Okay, so I've just left the house, come out and noticed the most amazing sunset. So I'm currently chasing the sunset and hoping to get a good view of it. I've missed the actual sunset itself. Well, I can't see the sun itself. But I've set the time lapse up anyway and hoping to get an okay bit of footage. Just filming time lapse, which is currently on my roof. Tomorrow is going to be a good day for the quality of my vlogs, as of tomorrow I am getting a new lens for this camera. It's still an 18 to 55mm lens, so it's still the same zoom in and zoom out, so it'll still be this sort of like distance. However, it's the Mark III, so it's going to be a lot better quality, and also it's going to have autofocus, so I don't have to keep twiddling this little dial and looking at the screen like this, trying to get myself into focus, which is very difficult when you're on the screen that size. I mean, you can get it sometimes perfectly, sometimes really badly. So as of tomorrow, the vlogs are going to improve greatly. That taxi driver just come up to me and asked me if I was the person who had my vehicle confiscated by the police. So he didn't say, is your car being confiscated? He actually said, are you the person whose car has been confiscated by the police? Bearing in mind, he asked me this while I was sitting in my car. So I'm going to end the vlog here tonight. Allow you to enjoy the time lapse which I'm currently taking of the sunset, well, half a sunset, and then as stated earlier, the rest of the interview from Dominic King's show earlier on Radio Kent will be playing in its entirety. I think it's about 4 minutes long after credits, so if you're interested to know what I was chatting about, stay tuned. But until next time, it's time to say goodbye. Goodbye.
From the choir came to the studio earlier today to share with me what it was like.
Who's this on the radio?
A few others from the choir, we all walked together and we saw this gigantic building in front of us. I had my camera with me and I couldn't actually even get it in frame. This is how large the exterior was. When we walked in, it was just mind-blowing. I mean, they actually had binoculars and telescopes inside the building, so you could look at the stained glass windows because they were so far away. And it generally took about 3 minutes to walk from the front to where we were performing at the back. It was out of this world size. It was just incredible.
And the performance inside that kind of majestic building, what was that like?
It was actually quite an odd experience due to the fact we had one of the largest organs in the world also playing, and it was slightly out of time because it's such a large building. The sound travels, so we had to really rely on Hilary, our conductor, and she just said, "Just trust me, follow me." So when we were singing, it felt like we were singing out of time, but in the cathedral itself, it was obviously all come together very well, and it sounded incredible. It really did sound amazing.
And New York itself, just to be there, I mean, we all may at some point in our life have the fortune to go there as a tourist, but when you're going there and you're part, and for 1 or 2 evenings, you're part of the entertainment of that city, that must feel awesome.
Yeah, it's, as you say, New York is one of those cities that everyone talks about and everyone knows it as the place where it all happens. So to be part of it, to be able to say, in the future that I actually performed in New York, it's still not really settled in. It's unbelievable that we was there and it just flew by the time.
And remind us how the P&O Choir found themselves heading to that city.
It was a bit of a strange story, really. We basically got invited out there to sing at a particular church, but then we found that it wasn't really for us because they wanted a certain amount of fees and things like that. So once we worked it out and logically worked it out that we couldn't physically do it, we was all a bit disappointed. So we decided to take up on our own back to make our own effort to get out there. And luckily, Hilary Campbell, our MD, she's very linked to a lot of musical things, so she managed to organise it with certain people she knew.
So is this the start then, Matthew, of a world tour for the P&O Choir? Have you got thoughts about it?
Funny enough, I just mentioned, because I've got a choir chat, which we're all part of, and I just mentioned that I may be coming to speak to yourself today. And then it got quickly changed to the subject of our next tour, and there's lots of suggestions. Some are a bit further afield than we possibly could do, but there are talks of a European tour, not necessarily a tour, but maybe a European country we could visit and perform at.
When you think back to the Gareth Malone programme, the idea of ordinary people in ordinary workplaces coming together, could you even imagine then what was going to happen to you all?
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's hard to say, but a lot of us have always come to a point where we're thinking, right, last Christmas is maybe it. We're losing numbers, but then somehow we always manage to gain numbers and then get back on it, and the next performance comes up, and it's.
And away from work, you have been recording all the stuff you've done because you're a vlogger.
Yes, correct.
And there's a camera as we speak filming you, and filmed a little bit of me earlier. So we can see a lot of this journey that you've done.
You can indeed. Basically, there's a guy, funny enough, in New York called Casey Neistat, who's a daily vlogger. I started watching him and got really inspired to be able to do that sort of work. I've always been into photography and filming, so I thought, I've got the camera gear, so I'm going to go out and start doing it. So when I visited New York, it was a good incentive for me to start doing daily vlogging. It's not just a case of me looking at the camera talking to it. I do a lot of time-lapsing, so there's lots of fast motion things. There's a soundtrack over top of it. Not necessarily in New York, but my other vlogs, I've got drone footage because I've got professional camera drone. So it's not just me talking to a camera, but there's lots of different things that are going on in it.
Where can we see some of that?
I've got a YouTube page called Ginger Maffro Vlogs, but if you just type Ginger Maffro into Google, it will come up with my email, my Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, etc. So it's Ginger Maffro, so it's like Ginger Afro, but with an M before the Afro.
So watch this space for a European tour from the P&O Choir.